H.O. Talk Show.
I am H.O. Talk Show. Sir Charles.
Miss Max.
Razor.
That's right. That's right. Here to continue to take Seville to the world and bring the world to Seville.
That's it.
Is that still cool with y'all? Is that still the mission?
That's the tagline, right?
The tagline. All right. Well, you know what, y'all? Right now we have a very, very special guest. We gotta get now. I know
that's an understatement.
It is understated, and I know that she has received probably too many flowers. She probably tired of getting flowers.
No, bring out.
Look, she said no. She shook her head. Oh no, I'm not. You got some flowers? Yes, but we are joined by none other than your 2024 Miss Virginia, Carlehr Swanson. Congratulations, Miss Swanson. First of all, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
The shadow.
Yes, indeed. So,
don't her voice sound familiar though?
It does sound a little familiar. So,
it sounds Sunday morning-ish.
So, Carlehr, and I am saying your name correctly, right?
Yes, that's
all right.
correct.
Thank you. And so let the folks know that may be familiar with your voice. Where maybe have they heard that voice?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe 101.3 Jam Charlottesville. Every Sunday, 8 a.m.
That's right. Like we got Queens up on the air, 101 Jams.
Yes,
like
do.
I mean that's a beautiful thing. So congratulations once again. So now give us your story, your origin story, because you have roots here, correct?
That is true. So I'm currently a fourth-year PhD student at UVA, the Minister of Music at Pilgrim Baptist Church. I've done some community service efforts with like Community of Promise and UVA Equity Center. So I've been loving Charlottesville and being out in the community and getting to know, Charlottesville is like a big family. So I've been enjoying being a part of that family.
Yeah, that is all. That's good stuff. Good stuff. So, and Carlehr, so it sounds like a great foundation. Now, where did the desire to run in pageants begin? Like, sort of give us the story leading up to becoming Miss Virginia.
It's been a long journey. It's been a 10-year journey. I started competing in pageants when I was 16. I was singing at my aunt's funeral. Someone heard me singing and they said, you know what? You got a good talent. You should come and do this pageant. So I competed in that pageant. And I think what kept me interested was the community service aspects, to see what the other girls and the differences they were making in their community. So that started at 16. And this was my 6th time at Miss Virginia trying at the crown. I feel like every time that I came back, I just learned something new about myself. Pageantry has changed my life. I think some people think it's glitz and glam, but it's a scholarship opportunity. I won $22,500 as Miss Virginia. I won over $50,000 in total. And when you look at your community, the women that are making a difference, pageants have inspired that with the certain community service initiatives that women have.
Let's talk about if I'm not jumping ahead of myself,
go ahead, you good.
Charles, outside of, I guess, the monetary benefits from participating in pageants, let's talk about the experience and the impact itself and in what ways that's help to mold your life.
Yes. So I grew up being rather shy, scared to speak up. And I think the biggest thing has been the interviewing skills, the public speaking skills, the resume building skills. Because of pageantry, I feel confident to go into any job because of those skills that I've earned, being aware of what's going on in the community, being able to build my resume, things like that. And also the networking, the people that compete in pageants, the sister queens, the local title holders, they're involved in their communities, and we have crossover initiatives where we're able to help each other with the work in the community.
Did being a minority in those type of competitions ever become an issue for you? And if so, how did you work through that?
Great question. I think it's important to remember when the pageant started. So the Miss America opportunity started in the 1920s, and that was a very different time in our society. So I think it's really important that as we continue to progress, we continue to have these conversations about how we can be inclusive, how we can include people from all backgrounds and continue to be inclusive.
Carlehr, I have a question for you. Now, like Mike said, jumping a little bit, I have the benefit of hearing you every Sunday morning before I go on, right? So what got you into doing the interviews and wanting to put them on FM radio?
Yeah, so I went to Highland Springs High School in Richmond, Virginia. So they have a technical center. So that's what started my love for radio. I took their radio and broadcasting class that they had there. And it really started during the pandemic. So I have this community service initiative called Music is Unity. And so during the pandemic, we were all in the house, but we all wanted to connect with each other. So I started pulling musicians and artists and athletes and interviewing them. And when I arrived in Charlottesville, it just felt like a great fit to put those interviews on the radio.
Okay. So we're thankful to have you here, 101.3.
And also something else tied to that. But before we move any further, I'm still curious, because we are urban radio show, and in my humble opinion, like there's no cut cards here, right? And so, speaking to the young girl who may see you and is inspired, right? But they may know history, like you mentioned, of the pageantry. Right. And so know the struggles like that we have to overcome. Like, so to that girl who may feel like that she doesn't fit the mold, what would you tell her?
Yeah, I think representation is so important, just going out and seeing the girls and letting them know that they can do this, and also showing them that the way you show up is enough for the pageant. The hair that you have, the way that you dress, the way that you are in your community. It's important to show up who you are as your authentic self. And that's something that I've been able to do through this 10 years in pageantry. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, no matter what I put on, to make sure that I'm always showing up as myself. And that's what I encourage young Black girls to do.
That's your advantage in a lot of ways, wouldn't you say?
It is.
Well, I mean, but I'm just saying, just in general, as a Black female, that's the advantage.
Yeah, being yourself, when you're always yourself, when you're always authentic, you don't have to worry about slipping up because you're the same person all the time.
Preach. Yeah. Now, so we mentioned the connection to jams, but you also are going to grace us with your presence at the Soul of Seaville this year. Is that correct? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I'm hearing. I think we're still working that out a little bit. Jaquan.
Okay. Hey, let's get on Jaquan. Okay. Almighty Dragon's feet. All right. Now, well, we definitely hope to see you there.
My phone go ring.
we definitely hope to see you there because Soul of Seaville is, I think having your representation will do nothing like but add to the value. And be able to meet folks there, and as I said, I'm sure that you're already an inspiration, like to so many of our girls and folk, and I'm sure even some of your peers as well, that's inspired. So that is coming up next week, Soul of Seaville, Ms. Max.
No, I just had another question of any aspirations of participating in pageants on I guess a national level.
Yeah, so that's coming up very soon. In January, I will be competing in Miss America. It's in Orlando. I'm very excited about it. It's like one of those moments where it feels like a life-changing moment. I've been waiting for 10 years and working towards this dream. So I'm excited that I get to showcase who I am and my talent on a national stage.
Yeah. Now, is that the normal progression of the next step you're taking, or are there like any out of the box ideas or aspirations that you have, like following this win?
Yes. So that's the highest level of pageant in the Miss America system, but definitely going into schools with Music is Unity. That's my community service initiative where I take music to those in schools and nursing homes because music unites us. So I'm looking forward to starting clubs in our local schools, making Music is Unity a national nonprofit. Because I think music has the ability to connect us in ways that words may not. So that's definitely the next goal. In Miss Virginia, I also go on an ABC tour where I go to schools throughout the Commonwealth, partnering with alcohol beverage control, encouraging young people to make healthy choices. So I'm looking forward to that.
And Carlehr, just to add one thing based off of what you, Max, and Charles had said, with your initiatives, I would urge you to think like this too. They're always going to ask you questions at the pageant about what have you done, what have you accomplished. You being voted Miss Virginia, and then coming back to something such as the Soul of Seaville after we had 2017 and you bridging unity and showing the oppressed people how they can raise to different levels, like that's going to put you on the final stage right there.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, indeed. We are joined by none other than 2024 Miss Virginia, Carlehr Swanson. And I don't know. I feel like I would do it injustice if I tried to figure out, how to close the interview. So I'm gonna let them have some black girl magic.
Yeah,
Max, I'm gonna
yeah.
kick it to you, Max. What
There
we
you
doing?
Oh no! Look, I can
Give me
ask
5
more
off that one.
questions.
Black
Yeah,
girl
there you
magic.
go.
Go ahead.
I was
We gonna
like,
get out the
girl,
way.
how you learn how to walk like that? You know, when you're on the stage, and what questions did they ask you during the competition and different things like that? You want to share anything about just the
Yeah, I
experience?
would love all of those. So when I first started doing pageants, I didn't really know anything. It was all a learning curve. Me and my mom kind of figured it out together. What gowns look good? You know, me and my mom, we were in the living room trying to figure out, get this walk together, get this smile together. So it was really a learning curve, and we worked together and figured that out. During the interview portion, they asked you a mix of questions. So I had some community service initiative questions about music is unity, some current event questions about things happening in the world. And then I also had some job interview type questions about what would you do differently as Miss Virginia? What would you bring to this job? And I was happy to talk about my dedication to music is unity, the work that I've done in the community and already going into the nursing homes and going to the school. So already doing that work. So that was kind of what I was able to share and prepare for in the pageant.
And what other responsibilities come along with representing the state in that way?
The ABC tour is the number one, going to the different schools with our partnership with ABC, spreading my personal platform, and also being an ambassador for the Miss Virginia opportunity.
Okay.
Good stuff.
All right. Congratulations.
Yes, indeed.
Congratulations. And we wish you the best of luck on the Miss America in the Miss America pageant.
Yeah. And I don't think you said it though, but after Miss America, you know, like the international stage and like in the national stage.
That's what I kept wanting to say, but I
like,
didn't know if it was.
Okay, so there's two different organizations. So there's Miss America. So there's like local title holder, Miss Virginia America, then Miss America, and then there's Miss Virginia USA, and then she goes to Miss USA, and then Miss USA goes to Miss Universe. So it's two different systems.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I stopped at Miss America.
Okay, cool.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
IMHO Talk Show.